Hey guys, and welcome back to NsomniaksDream. Today's video is one I am very excited for because it is in collaboration with one of my amazing talented friends here on YouTube, Isabelle. Izzy approached me a while ago to do a collab, and I immediately said I would love to do a watercolor makeup look with her. But with the Face Awards, I kept getting pushed back, so I am very thankful to Izzy for being so patient in regards to this look. I was actually really inspired by the look Isabelle created, so I wanted to kind of become the ice to her fire, and if you want to see how to recreate this look, then just keep watching. To start this one off, as always, we want to prime our face, so I'm just using the Nourishing primer from Makeup Forever, and then using the Total Control Foundation and Pro Foundation Mixer in white from NYX, I am painting a beautiful art piece on my face, and then blending it out with a sponge. I made sure to carry this all over my face as well as onto my neck and chest. And then any areas that I wanted to be a brighter white, essentially the usual high points of your face, I just went back in with the foundation mixer on its own and packed on the white color. Then to set everything to remove shine and a little bit of tackiness, I just went in with the Nye Neutral Set Powder and pressed this into every area where I had laid down the white. I also put a thick layer of powder just under my eyes to catch any fallout from the next steps. And then moving on to the eyes, I went in with an eyeshadow base as well as the white liner and smudger from NYX just to give a really white, bright base for all of the color to go on top. For the blue, I wanted a really true cobalt blue, so I'm using the color Chaos from the Urban Decay Electric palette and just packing this onto my lid and blending out the edges a bit to create a little bit of a winged liner with a little bit of shape. And then also pulling this into the center bridge of my nose a little bit before moving on to the purple. For the purple, I am using Poison Plum from Sugar Pill and just applying this kind of on the outer edges of where I've laid down the blue. And then just to brighten up the inner corner and underneath my eyes, I went ahead and laid down some of the Vivid Brights liner and went over it with an Inglot pigment that is super sparkly and teal. Wipe away any of the excess powder and any fallout you may have obtained, and then we are moving on to the watercolor effect. For this, I'm using a stiff flat concealer brush. This one is just from Sigma. And I'm using it to pull down the shadow colors in a dripping fashion. Using the side of the brush, I am very softly dragging this and letting the brush create the tear effects by moving the brush in random patterns downwards. Anywhere where I wanted these thin, almost disappearing lines, I was using the side of the brush, and then if I wanted to create bigger, almost ink splot areas, I would flip the brush over to its flat side and pull it down that way. To create an even softer background color effect, you can use a shade lighter than your main colors. I took this light teal color and applied it to areas where I wanted a bit more definition, but wanted to feel almost faded away by the water. For this, I'm still applying in the same motions of laying down color and just blending away. And randomness in your movements is actually key here because it will make the placement a lot more natural looking as opposed to being precisely laid down. As you can see, I started following on top of the teal areas with the same cobalt blue. Again, using this very light hand to lay the color down and make it look like it is bleeding out from the water on the skin. For a look like this, you can either choose to fill in your brows the way you usually do, make them a little bit creative, or even make them bleeding out as a watercolor look as well. It's completely up to you. I just kind of did a mix of filling them in and then having them fade off. And then as I was creating this look, I constantly was hinting towards how you would normally contour your face to define your features. So I applied them in areas like around the nose contour, along the cheekbones, and around the mouth, just to kind of give definition to your natural features that you already have. To line my eyes, I just took the matte liquid liner in black and just created a pretty basic wing shape, probably my go-to look for my eyes. And then using a black eye pencil, I just filled in both of my waterlines and blended it out a bit. And then I went over my top and bottom lashes with a good, healthy coat of mascara. I will be adding false lashes at the very end, but for now, I am moving on. And jumping to the lips, I went ahead and used the Liquid Suede color from NYX in Foul Mouth, which is this kind of really deep blue purple color, and just applied it all over my lips. And then as color dripping off of your face would make its way onto your neck, so too does this makeup. Remember when I said I was inspired by Izzy's look and wanted to create a counterpart to it? Well, one of the ways I went about that was to reference the awesome nosebleed effect she has on hers by making a cobalt blue drip from my ear. Also, as with most makeup looks, once you move on to your neck and chest, your movements can get a lot bigger and wider since you have a greater surface area to cover. You can also see here that this is when I started live streaming on Instagram, so anyone who joined me for that, thank you very much. But I was randomly talking to my phone. Also, you guys got a first-hand view of how attention-demanding Alice can be during a makeup look and how much she doesn't care that I am covered in makeup. Something to finally brighten all of the darkest areas on my face is something that you may be asking why I didn't do for the entire look, but this is to use a water-activated face paint and using water to create these natural drip lines. I just did it with the cobalt blue because I wanted that to be the brightest color in this look. And as you can see, it's all about laying down a color and then letting water do the work. I am actually very happy that I did most of the look with the shadows because you can control where they go a lot better. As authentic as the water and watercolor effect gives, this is very hard to get the lines to go exactly where you want and create more of a beauty effect. And you constantly get to move your head in various positions to try and get the drips to go where you want them to. For the neck and shoulders, I created bigger splatter areas as if the paint had kind of been thrown on the body and then was dripping away, mainly because you are covering a bigger area, as well as this gives a little bit more of a fun effect to just splash the color out from. And while the one shoulder I did what I had been doing around the face, this one I kind of tried as if I just kept spraying water at it and see what kind of effect you get. Get a much more natural bleeding effect, but you will make a massive mess. Last thing to do was to throw on some pretty big lashes to both the top and bottom, and then throw on a wig and some contacts, and you are done. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed this look. I have seriously been wanting to create a watercolor makeup for far too long, like to the point that I filmed one last year, but hated the results, so it never made it to the light of YouTube. Please make sure to go over and check out Isabelle's video as well as her other work because it's all amazing, and I will have that linked below for you guys. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of this look. If you're down to share and subscribe, you'd be my hero, but no pressure. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, will see you next video, and until then, bye guys.